the Office 14 Podcast, recording from the Office studio. This episode 125. This Nas, I'm clocking in.
It's still me clocking in.
Yo, this Lynn clocking in.
And we have a... No, I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you.
You need a proper introduction.
Today we got a special guest. I'm going to let her introduce herself. Introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I am Rachael Hanible, and I'm clocking in.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. We appreciate you taking time. You did have a busy schedule. You cut your day short for us. We appreciate it. We always appreciate people for coming into our platform and taking time out their day to come on our platform.
That's
really
a good
appreciate
name,
it.
too. Rachael Hanible.
Is it a good name?
I think so.
Hannibal
Lecter. My
Lecter.
whole life, I didn't like it.
Why? Because Hannibal Lecter?
I don't like my first name. I don't think I'm a Rachel. I don't think I look like a Rachel.
What you think you look like?
Everybody got
You are at the age. When you grow, you really can just change your name when you want.
I know. I had that. I was gonna change my name, but I never. My alter ego was Nyla. But
okay.
Anyway, yeah. I don't like
out.
Rachel or Hannibal. I feel like
That's when the tequila get around, right? The tequila get around everybody. And I might call myself Raheem. No. Call me Hemi.
Raheem.
Call me Hemi.
That is hilarious.
Hemi crazy. Hemi is crazy.
Let everybody know what you do. What's one of the reasons you're here?
Oh, well, I am a certified financial educator. So for 10 years, I've been a personal finance coach for adults, helping them on their road to financial freedom, and an instructor for kids. So I teach kids starting at the age of 3. Everything they need to know about money going all the way up to college age. So that's what I do.
And I feel like they probably have a ton of questions, but I have a question. What does financial freedom, if you could like sum it up into a sentence, what does financial freedom mean or look like?
Financial freedom is you having money, but your money doesn't have you. Meaning, like, there are people who are going to bed not doing things that they want to do because they don't have the money. And then there are people waking up doing things they don't want to do because they need the money.
Right.
Got you.
And to just not have to do either one of those things, that's how I define financial freedom.
Cool.
We definitely need you.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I wanted you to go on further, but I always say I don't want to be not that I don't want to be. I don't have to be rich. I just want to be wealthy enough to where as though I have things coming in and money going out that I'm not worried about. The money going out, I ain't worried about because I got so much money coming in.
Yeah.
And to me, that's my financial freedom. You know what I mean? It's like I have some bills on auto pay, but I want 100% of my bills on auto pay. To me, that's my financial freedom. Because when I go auto pay and I ain't gotta make a payment arrangement, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like I could pay this shit in advance. You know what I mean? Like paying my car insurance in advance for the whole policy.
Yeah, the day I put all of my bills, my last bill on auto pay, I called my mom. I was like, "Can I say I'm grown now?"
Yeah,
My mom was like, "You not grown? Don't say you grown."
Right.
I was like, "Mom, all my bills on auto pay."
That's
I
big
can say I'm
grown.
grown now.
That's big.
That's a different kind of
That's
grown.
big dog status.
That's big dog.
That's big dog status for sure. Because Lynn probably gonna say, "I don't care how much money I got. I ain't putting no auto pay."
I ain't got this $42 this month.
You're not gonna take it from me. I'm gonna give it to you.
Yeah, like I don't want you to feel like you can just come in my pocket anytime.
That's really how it feels.
Only people who take my money is Netflix and Apple Pay.
And Apple Pay will.
They take your last $10.
Apple took 99 cents at like 11:58. Like, dog, you could have waited till the next day. Like, my check hit
Got you while
tomorrow.
you sleep.
Yeah, they get you while you
Like, you
sleep,
didn't need
sure.
it right now. And I think they should strategically do that.
No,
Who
they
got,
do.
Who they got
really
working
do.
at that time to take my money?
Man, listen.
No, but go ahead, finish introducing yourself. You said you teach children as well, right?
Yeah, I teach kids. I also have a book. It's an interactive children's book that teaches kids about money management. It's in Target, it's in Walmart, Barnes & Noble, and Amazon. It's called Amber's Magical Savings Box. So it's for ages 3 to 10. But it's
Nice.
it helps them just kind of get in the mindset of like, why do we need money? Where does it come from? And how what you can do at your age to just start on the road to financial freedom.
I need to get that book for my 14-year-old daughter.
Okay.
Because she need to know
She's
where,
beyond
how
the
much.
age group though. Cut the 10.
I don't care. No.
I was going to say, you don't think think they still can learn at that?
Because she doesn't have the concept of money. She doesn't understand like this shit don't grow on.
We got to talk.
This
about
doesn't grow on trees.
Are we gonna talk?
Well, I know we're gonna talk. Go ahead. I just want her to understand that. Like my money don't grow on trees, and she be like, "Well, you got this."
Well, I have personalized sessions for teenagers that I do, mostly virtual, but we can get into
Yeah, we get into that. I need to set her up on one of your classes.
All right, so she has some. Let's test your financial knowledge, right?
Shoot.
Is this Icebreaker?
This would be the icebreaker, and then we go to so. Question 1: grocery shopping can save you money. A, impromptu. B, online. C, in person. Or D, late at night.
You supposed to put the blank in there.
Wait, what was the
blank in there?
where was the
You didn't
blank?
put the blank in there.
Oh.
The blank in
Blank grocery shopping can save you money.
Oh, okay. and
A,
then-
impromptu.
See?
B, online. C, in person. Or D, late at night.
I would say impromptu.
What's your answer?
What's your answer?
Me, I'm going in person shopping.
I was going to say late at night because they always put the food down like cheaper at night.
I would say impromptu because you're getting the things that you need versus
Okay. You know the
So,
answer. You gonna give them the answer?
The answer is B, online.
really.
So why online?
So because there's two parts to that. A, the impromptu, we don't make a list. You spend a lot more money when you don't make a list. The second part of it is that you don't take inventory of what you already have
True.
at home, right? So those two things always makes us spend more money. So when you're online, A, most likely you're at home. So and you're shopping, so it's making a list, like you're creating a cart. So you're actually doing both. You're creating the list. And in most cases, you actually can see your total already. Like you're not having a heart attack at the cashier, right? So you know what your total is, and it's much easier to take something out of your online cart than to put it back in the aisle. You're not going to put anything back in the aisle.
Unless you win.
Unless
You're not
I'm
gonna put
putting,
it
I'm not putting it right out.
I'm leaving the chicken chops in the cereal aisle.
next to the ginger ale.
Because I already don't got a cart. So everything in my hand.
Most people don't want to deal with the embarrassment of like, I can't afford this. I have to put something back. It's too
Got
much.
you.
But if you're home and you're online, you can kind of do that yourself in the privacy of your own home. Like, hey, this total too much. Let me see if I really need this.
I agree.
So there you go.
Okay.
I think I online shop like that. I'm like, I don't need.
I do Instacart, but I think it costs me more on Instacart. I'm just saying. I don't know. I mean, that's the answer.
Why?
Is,
Because delivery fee?
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, but when I go, driving is gas, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of, I guess it balances out.
It
Kinda.
depends on how far
Are you
you're
going? I'm not going that far though.
Okay.
Black
I'm not
people
gonna-
math, right?
Yeah, black people, I'm not
Black
going.
people math.
Or boy man.
Boy math.
I'm not going that far.
All right,
so-
number 2 says adding an authorized user can help a loved one build/repair credit, but the primary cardholder blank responsible for all the charges on the account. A, is, or B, is not. So adding an authorized user can help the loved one build/repair credit, but the primary cardholder blank responsible for all the charges on the account. So they is or is not.
Is not.
They are responsible. You said the primary
Primary.
The primary.
is.
Responsible for all the charges
the
in
charges on the account.
in everything that you got to pay on the account. Is or is not. Is the primary
Is
holder.
or is not.
I'm gonna say is. Maybe.
What's the correct? What's the?
The correct answer is.
Yeah, they are.
Because it's just like
It's-
if I
it's
have a
your
cosigner on my car.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you said no.
No, I said they are.
Oh.
Yeah, they are. They are. They are
Yeah.
responsible.
Yeah,
If I have a
that's a good one.
cosigner on my vehicle, right? That
Yeah.
the person that cosigned is.
Yeah.
So do you recommend someone putting the authorized user on there? Like if you're dealing with somebody who don't have as like good as credit as yours, right?
I have a perfect credit score.
But you got 8 what?
Period.
850.
God,
The
perfect.
credit score.
You can I get a track hawk? Can we?
Why,
I know.
why your voice just changed? What just-
Because I'll answer nicely. Can I
People
get a
ask
track
nicely, they talk low.
Can I? Because I don't want everybody to hear me. You know what I mean?
in the mic.
Can I get a track hawk? No, I'm only playing. Can it help your credit score help someone who doesn't have
Any credit.
Yeah.
Any credit.
If I add you to one of my cards, especially if it's one of my bigger cards, and you need to go do a purchase, right? Maybe 3 months from now you want to buy a house or whatever it may be, and you need a little bit more available credit. You need some points there.
Mhm.
Yeah. It can help
Okay,
you for sure.
because I always hear people say it, but I never understood the basis of it, of how that works.
Well, the key is that reporting an authorized user is not mandatory for all credit card companies. So people just assume like, oh, I put my son on my Walmart card, like, oh, and nothing's happening. Why is it not? I'm like,
It's
do you
Walmart.
know? Did you check to see if they even report their authorized users? They may not report their
Right,
authorized users.
gotcha.
Some people just assume like, don't assume. That's number one. Number two, if it is, it will show as you being on that card. So if I have a credit card with $100,000 credit limit and I put you on there, you now have $100,000 available to you, and that's what's going to show on your credit
Card.
profile.
Right.
Got
Right.
you.
How long does it take before, like, let's say if they got a 500, somebody like me, a little 540,
Nigga lying.
how long before it hit up to like a 7?
So it really just depends. There's multiple different variables there because it depends on what's on your credit profile, right? It depends on credit cards are the fastest way to make or break some points, honestly. But it really just depends on what's on there. If it's something on there that is pulling your score down because you don't want to pay your car payment on time, no matter what I do, if you keep paying your car payment late, your score is going to be down, right? It's going to weigh heavy on that side. So you really want to look at what is even on there that's even dragging you down, and then kind of go from there.
Well, go ahead. I know Lynn got some questions.
All right, so it says life is more expensive when you're disorganized. A, true, or B, false?
As a person who might live a disorganized life sometimes, I think it's true. When you disorganized, definitely, because you're not paying attention to what you're spending or what you're doing.
Yeah, I would say yes.
True.
Yeah, that was the easy question.
Yeah, that was kind of easy for sure.
All right, the next one says A, save first, spend what's left, or B, spend first, save what's left.
Say that one more time.
Yeah.
The question is A, save first, spend what is left, or B, spend first, save what's left.
I'm going to go with A. Save first. I don't know. Say it again.
He said
A, save first, spend what's left, or spend first, save what's left. So should you save first, or should you spend first, then save?
In what case?
In all cases.
In all cases. I'm going to go with A. Just go with B to even the playing field.
That's hilarious.
B. I think I'm gonna spend what I got, and then I could just save what I got left over.
First of all, you know the answers.
I'm just saying, if I didn't see this,
if you didn't have the personal finance,
if I didn't have the coach next to me with the cheat sheet,
well,
but you know, niggas still fell off open book test.
I'm the facts of life.
Still, because the answer don't make sense to me, so I'm going.
Right, it don't make sense. What do you mean, save first?
Because made her repeat it 4 times.
You see me over here. I didn't even answer it yet because I'm like, you know what? Okay, so what I've come to find out will help me. I'm gonna say what helped me. Then I'm gonna answer, right? Okay. I know when I work a certain amount of hours what my paycheck gonna be. I know what my bills a month are. So I take what's coming out of my check, whatever check. I know what I'm taking from it first, and then I'm spending. But that's so I'm gonna save first and then spend.
Okay. All right. Well, that's
what's the answer?
That is
right?
okay. I didn't even know that. Y'all, I didn't even know the answer. I just did what actually I've been like trying to work out a budget with them myself, trying to save more from each check, and then not have a little bit of fun, but I got to pay bills, and then you know what I mean, I'm gonna save. I'm taking my saving from off the top. You know what I mean, because I know what my check is going to be, and I'm gonna take that because I know what my bill is going to be now. But if I have to dip into my savings, I can always do it because it's there, emergency wise. So that's what I've told myself. I didn't ask nobody on that.
And I just remember my mom is a hairstylist. She's been a hairstylist for all my life, but she always would say, pay yourself first. Whether that means, the savings or whatever you do with that money, pay yourself first. So that's why I would go with that save, even though I don't always do that. But
Yeah.
Is that the last one?
No, this one says, how long should you track your spending before creating a budget? A, 1 year, B, 10 days, C, 2 weeks, D, 3 months.
I'm going to go with 3 months.
I'm going 3 months.
I was going 3 months.
Okay.
Okay, so this question, to give context to the question, because it's not really a wrong answer. Okay. I want to give context to the question. Mm-hmm. This questionnaire was put out there to celebrate my 10-year anniversary of being a personal finance coach in my community. And my clients know the answer to this question because I give them the same answer. So if you're not my client, you probably wouldn't really know which answer is the correct answer. I tell my clients 10 days. All of my clients, I make them track their spending for 10 days and bring it back to me, report back to me every dollar they spent within 10 days. Okay. That wasn't for a bill. So
that wasn't for a bill.
That was not for a bill.
Got you.
So, because I already have their bills on a separate budget sheet or whatever. So, my clients, that was a more so directed to my clients who've been with me for 10 years. They know that's the answer that I give.
Okay.
But you can track your spending for as far as you want to go back. If you want to review, just kind of see where I say we're all emotional spenders, all of us, everyone. We just have different emotions that cause us to spend. And so you do want to review, maybe go back through your credit card statement, go back through your, bank account statements or whatever. And, just see, I mean, hey, just see what adjustments you need to make moving forward.
For sure, it's FanDuel account for me. I
Hey,
it is what it is. But I've been better. I've been better because I said, all right, I'm gonna take this little bit and put it in the FanDuel account, and I'm gonna let it grow. And then if I start betting and I don't win from there, then I'm like, all right, I stop going to that motherfucker. That's it. No, for real, I've been better instead of just adding and adding and adding. I'm like, all right, if I ain't winning, I'm not hot right now.
That's good.
But if I'm hot, I'm good.
All right, two more.
Two more.
So how long is it recommended you wait before making a large purchase? A, 24 hours. B, a week. C, 48 hours. D, 0 YOLO.
Oh, fuck that. Let it ride. No, I'm only playing. I'm going to say 24 hours to give you time to think.
I'm going to say 48.
I'm going a week because if I still want it in the week. Yeah.
Oh. Did she just make up more?
No, so clearly that's not the answer.
What, a week?
48.
48 hours? I thought it was 48 hours.
No, I'm saying she has 48 on there, so I'm saying clearly that's not
A, 24,
yeah,
B,
I'm
a
sorry,
week, C, 48,
Okay.
D, 0. I'm going to wait a week. I want to see if I really want this item.
All right, so
Still on my
the
mind.
answer, again, for my clients is 24 hours.
Oh, shit, I was right. See?
24 hours.
To
so
give you
that's
time to
pretty
think,
good.
right?
Yeah,
But you know, I said that in life, I sleep
24
on things,
And then go.
make sure,
Yeah,
you know.
a good night's rest will change your mind about
Right,
a lot
It
of
would.
things.
It would. It will.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I think. I think with all aspects of life, a good night's rest.
For sure.
No, yeah.
No, for real. It would.
Oh, yeah.
Not just financially. I'm talking about like relationship, friendship. No, for real. For
Hello.
real.
Oh, I can't do it.
For real.
I could.
I
For
thought I
real.
could, but I can't.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Last one. So how much of your income should you aim to save at a minimum? 80%, 50%, 5%, and 10%.
I'm going to go with 10.
I just.
I'm going to go with 10 because you got to get to church 10%, they say. So I think 10. Church get kind of greedy.
Not
Damn,
greedy.
man.
This nigga don't even go to church.
Why he bring God
I
into
pay my
But
tithes.
he remembers.
I pay
He
my
remembers.
tithes.
But
This
for real
nigga
though, God
crazy.
be minding his business, and people just be dragging
Throwing him in the
everything. He be like, "Why am I in this?"
I mean, he mind his business a little too much because there's a lot
That's
going
a
on in the
fact.
world. Like, God, help out a little bit.
You
Hey,
see us.
Crying.
Hey, God, that's
I wish
Lynn.
it
That's
is
Lynn.
the-
That ain't me talking.
Hilarious.
I seen a thing. I don't know how true it was. It said if you save 50%, if you invest 50%, you can retire early or something like that within a certain amount of years. But whatever. I'm gonna say 10%.
10 is good.
10
Yeah,
is good.
10.
10%. Ooh, see, the church be right.
Listen, shut up. My mom know a little something. All these
10%?
questions is like reminding me about my childhood that I didn't listen to.
Go ahead, mom.
Go ahead, mom.
All right, so yep, so that's it. That's our icebreaker for today.
Ice is broken.
Yes, the ice is broken. Everybody relax, cool. We've been laughing, joking, and everything. So I guess go in a little more detail about how you help people out as far as like with their finances, because I think finances is like the most difficult conversation you ever got to have with people.
Yeah.
Like anytime you got to talk about money, people clinch up.
In our community anyway, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's why the 50-50 topic is going on for the last 10 years on social media.
Oh, we're gonna go. Can we?
No, we're not going 50-50
I
topic.
No,
want
just
to talk about.
No,
this.
we gonna get there because I
I
told
do wanna-
when we talking
He
to DM, I
already
told
told
her.
me.
I
He
said
already
we
told me.
gonna have to get
Really?
there.
Yes.
Lynn, no, I hate this topic, the 50-50
But I
topic.
think we got the perfect person
right,
here
right.
to
We have
have
it
a
right.
conversation.
I get
What
it. I get
makes
it.
sense? Yeah.
Right.
So I'll answer the question first, and then we're gonna get into that because I'm excited about that. So first, I tell my story of how I grew up poor in North Philadelphia, and basically, I always say the hope was low, but the crime was high, and a lot of the things going on, like everybody was poor. Like you're going to school, and it was like this ongoing joke. If you stay quiet in the classroom long enough, you'll hear stomachs rumbling. A lot of us didn't have breakfast. Like a lot of us, like the struggle was
Still.
really real.
Still to this day.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. And then, unfortunately, I had even friends that, lost their life over having the wrong headphones or having the wrong sneakers, walking down the wrong block because we need, it's like when you hungry, when you don't really care, you know what I mean? You need money. And so it was just a thing of like, how are we not talking about money when it's controlling our entire lives? And so I went on a journey of becoming financially free myself. I had particular goals that I had for myself. And then once I became that, I just started going back into the homes of like the moms of the kids I went to school with, the grandmoms, the aunties, and just sitting down on their couch like how we are now and just helping them like pull their credit report, explaining certain things to them that no one had ever had those conversations about retirement. What does these things mean? What does investing mean? And so after paying off $150,000 worth of debt and becoming completely debt free, I've been 13 years without a car payment. I've been 11 years without student loan debt. And
you grown.
Hey.
We gonna double back. We gonna let you finish.
Yeah, because I actually have a question regarding
I basically just started to have this conversation over and over and over again, and it just grew into now 10 years of just me just keep, making it comfortable for people to have these conversations at the dinner tables and before marriage and whatever it may be, like just having these conversations about credit, about budgeting. And so that's where it started.
I have a question. So, you spoke about like not having these things, not having these loans, not having to pay back these loans. Do you think that you live the life that you want to live, or do you think that you cut corners a lot?
To get that goal?
Yeah.
So I always say, people ask me often, what did you have to sacrifice to get there?
Right.
And I always say nothing.
Okay.
Because sacrifice means going without what we need. Right. And the starting point was recognizing that I had everything that I needed. I had everything that I needed. My mom had this thing in our house growing up that we couldn't use the word need if it wasn't really a need.
Okay.
Like we couldn't be like, Mom, I need that toy. She'd be like, you need that. Oh, do you need? Do you need? And she'll remind us of what we need. Water, roof over your head.
Heat.
Like, and so that was really helpful to me because now my mind is saying everything else is extra. I have what I need. Everything else is extra.
Okay.
And when you look at it from that perspective, there's no sacrifice. I have everything I need. I will say that like I have a shoe problem.
Okay, because I was about to ask, like, what's your vice? Like, what?
Everybody have one.
Have a shoe problem.
Okay.
I think the last time my niece counted was like 120 something pairs of shoes, but that's been a while. I've purchased some since then. But she wears my size, so I got some away too. So I do have a shoe problem, but I didn't miss anything during that time.
Okay.
Like buying shoes 2 years later is like I still like them, or do I?
Right.
I might not even really like it wasn't that serious. So I didn't really miss anything. I was anyone that I lost during that time. They weren't my friends anyway. They didn't need to be in my life anyway, and I was grateful for that because I knew like I would be wealthy and I knew I would be generous.
Yeah.
So I need those people to go now. Go ahead and go.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to. I was still me. Still doing everything I wanted to do.
Right. Just smarter.
Yeah.
So like, how do you pay off $150,000 debt?
And
or
how
like
long
cars?
does that take?
Because you say like, I guess inflation is so high, right? That's one of the things. Inflation is at a sky high, and I'm watching the news the other day, and they're like, she's telling people are like, what to do, and she's like telling people to get another job, and it's like telling people to work more is only going to create another bill, right? Oh, I got some extra money. Let me go get a new car. Right. So I think like the more money also creates more problem for some people versus then eliminate the problem. Because for me, I don't want a new car. Like I can afford a new car. I don't want a new car. My car paid off. Both of them paid off. It's like.
Yeah, I was mad as hell when I had to get a new car. My car. Ooh, I was mad.
I'm in the process of trying to pay off mine. Like I'm trying to pay off mine early.
Yeah. What was the question?
So like, how can they save or pay off on something?
Well, you asked how.
How did you get there? Right.
Yeah.
How did the 150?
So let's do the breakdown. It was originally so I had some student loan debt. I had a brand new car and I had some credit card debt. I had a personal loan too, and so it originally started with a little under 90,000. So it originally started there. And then I'm like, okay, let me figure out how I can get rid of this. So, the car payment I felt like was most important because of how much I was paying in interest. It just was insane. And at the time when I had this brilliant idea to just be debt free, I was only making $8.75 an hour.
Okay.
And so it was really like, okay, I'm just going to do whatever extra I can. And it was an extra $5 on my student loan payment every month and an extra $20 on my car payment every month. Because at the time, that was like all I had. But I did understand the power of like compound interest, right? Like I just was like, okay, if they're charging me by the day, adding interest by the day, if I cut down the days, then I'll save money. That's just like, it started with that simple idea, honestly. And it just kind of grew from there. I was like, okay, how can I make more money? What gifts and talents do I have that can allow me to make more money? And it was small things. Like I was teaching Microsoft Excel classes in my apartment, right? I'm like, I can do this easily. And there's a lot of people who don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
I can teach this, right? I was teaching dance for a while. A couple days a week, I would teach dance. So it was like different things. I was doing bookkeeping for this real estate company for a little while, which I'm glad I learned that because I use it a lot now. So there was like little things that I was doing, and it was just all adding up, and I just was like putting it all extra on my debt. And for my car, I did do a refi, which was really helpful too, to get my interest rate down. But I just continued to go on that, and then I bought my home, and so the rest of the money is me turning my 30-year mortgage into an 8-year mortgage. And so that's why, that's where you get the 90 from the 150. So I'm almost done. Next year I'll be done with my mortgage and be paid off.
Some claps in there. Get some claps in there, nah.
So it's because some people have like negative things to say about refinancing. Like
Why?
Well, I mean,
it starts it over, right? Starts the loan over.
No.
But so for people that think that, like, what are, I guess, like the pros and cons of refinancing?
So when
on
you
anything.
refinance, I don't want to assume that people know what we mean by refinance.
Right.
So when we refinance, we're basically trading in our old loan for a new loan, basically, right? And with hopes to get a better interest rate and a lower payment. Right. Some people maybe got into the loan, and originally maybe they was making a certain amount of money, and maybe at some point, maybe they're not. So then they need a lower payment. When people do that, you do have the option to extend it back to its original term to answer your question. Right. Okay. So let's just say I do have a 30-year mortgage and I'm 10 years in, but I have a situation, I have a divorce, I don't know, whatever it may be. Right. And I need a lower payment. I can refinance that loan back out to the 30 years again. Right. So now I am going to have a lower payment that I can manage a little bit better. Or I can refinance it to a shorter term. Right. With a lower. So maybe my original interest rate on my home was almost 4%. And then when everything hit low, I refinanced to 2%. Right. Okay. So I went from a 30-year 4% to a 2% 15 years.
Gotcha.
Right. So you're talking about literally like thousands of dollars just right there from that one transaction. Okay. Right. So some people do extend it back out just because they kind of was over their head in the loan in the first place, or maybe they had some scenarios that fell in place. Some people just want a shorter loan or a lower interest
payment
rate. Yeah.
Okay. Damn. Okay.
Yeah,
that's a lot of information.
I was like, did I just give you a lot?
No. I mean, that was is a lot, but it's good. I mean, I think we've had different financial people on here as far as like real estate, and then we had Ollie on here, basically on here about life insurance. How I can give you financial freedom too, with having a life insurance policy and everything like that. So it's pretty good to get it from a whole nother perspective about being financial free and everything like that. That's pretty dope. And far as you said, how many years did it take you for it? You said next year, right?
Yeah, so next year I'll be done my
And your journey was how long?
To start from my home.
From all your financial, because you said you'd be out of debt by next year.
I was out of debt for a while before I bought my home.
Gotcha.
I was out of debt for a little while, and then I added my home to like the journey. Since a lot of people was already on that paying down debt journey with me, once I bought my home, I just kind of like let that be part of the journey. So I added that on to the end.
And it took you how many years before you bought your home, the original journey?
A little over 5 years. It took me to kind of just be make that last payment to be done with everything.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, shit, that's good.
So when let's say everybody credit card debt is also high, and everything, like how should they go about like tackling some debt? Should you start with the highest bill you have or the lowest bill you have?
So there's 2 different ways, and I know you probably heard of this, right? These 2 different ways of like the debt snowball and then like the avalanche, right? So the snowball basically says like, hey, make a list of all your debts and put them in order based on the balance. Right, how much you need to pay, smallest to largest, and then you start to you basically through your budget figure out how much extra money do I have per month to put towards my debt. Let's say it's $100, right? You pay $100 extra on that first one, keep paying all the minimums on everything, right? Because you don't want to miss any payments. But once you pay that first one off, you roll over that money into the next one and keep rolling. That's why it's called snowball, because it gets bigger, right?
Gotcha.
But then the avalanche concept is basically saying still list them, but list them by the highest interest rate to the lowest interest rate, which is actually what I did, which is why my car went first, right? So because it's like, oh, I'm saving money because I'm paying extra on the highest interest rate one, right? Now, I always say there's like this half and half of half the world likes Snowball, half the world likes the Avalanche. Most people don't use either one. So I really don't care which one you use.
Just use one of them.
I mean, there's pros and cons to both sides. But either way, we're paying off debt. So like, hey.
Yeah.
Okay, so question is, when you become like when you start getting late fees or you owe on things, how long does it usually take if you pay it off? Say if you just make a payment, like somebody owe $500 to $600 on a credit card or something. You're like, all right, I got the money up. I got a little extra money. I'm gonna just get them their money. How long does it take for it to come off your credit report?
So is it in collections or is it
in
just
collections?
Ooh, collections is a little bit tough. Let me go back to the origin of your question, right? We are very, very concerned about getting stuff off our credit reports, and we really need to be concerned about what's actually hurting us, right? Just because people think this because something is on there is hurting us.
It's hurting you.
That's not the case, right? I mentioned that I've been, 13 years without a car payment. That was up. Well, that was on my credit report up until like maybe 2 years ago. So for 10 plus years.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Still, mostly because it's part of my history. The whole point of a credit report is to show your history, right? So you don't really want to be as concerned about whether something is coming off or not versus like
showing that you paid it.
Yes.
Got you. Because if it's on there and it show that you paid it, like, oh well, he paid it off. They paid it. He or she paid it off. Yeah. Got you. Okay. Yeah. All right. I mean, that's a basic answer of, paying something off or letting some, go back to your Snowball and Avalanche, concept. But yeah.
Yeah, because we do a lot. Like you'll see a lot of different, there's like credit repair companies that say like, oh, we'll do a sweep. You pay me, I'll take everything off there. I'm like, whoa, slow down now.
Yeah.
We might not want you to take everything off.
Yeah, because then I want some credit history.
So a lot of clients come to me and they're like, hey, I paid this credit repair company and like, my credit is shot now. Like my score tanked after that. I'm like, oh yeah, because they removed history. You can't you don't want to a big part of your score is like your average time limit that you had credit.
Right.
So if you just deleting stuff, it's like, well, you shortening up your history.
So what if you just delete all of the the negative remarks?
Well, here's the thing: what you define as negative,
credit
that's
reports.
what I mentioned earlier. Like you think just because something is on there that is hurting you.
Right. Well, the things that you've been late constantly on and things like that.
It depends on if you have changed your lifestyle.
Got it.
Because I've had these people, they pay $1,000 for, a good credit repair, get something removed, late fee. And then 30 days later, you pay it late again. I'm like, sis, you just threw your money out the window. If you still want to just be paying stuff late.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
You just lost 100 points from that.
And it's bad money habits that we kind of I don't know if we're taught or subconsciously we just inherit. Right, like my mom ain't paid that bill till they really cut it off. Right, like the lights is cool until they really flip the switch.
The answer to your question is both. I had to stop. I used to ask people, what were you taught about money growing up?
Yeah.
Because the studies show that your relationship with money is formed by the age of 7. So by the age of 7, your spirit, your mind has determined whether money is your friend or your enemy.
Yeah.
Right. But I had to stop asking people, what were you taught? And I had to ask them, what did you learn? 2 different questions.
What do you say? Understanding and comprehending?
Communication
and
comprehending.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, you getting into what I'm going to ask, like, what about the book for my teenager? Because she thinks fucking money
back to what matters.
Because this is what matters.
Right, how do you teach kids about money?
Right, because I'm trying to. So her thing is, I would say, so I buy something nice, right? I buy something nice for myself, but I try to explain to her like I did 50 hours of overtime on top of my 80. I said I wanted to treat myself this go around, so I paid. Back to paying myself. I didn't basically save it. I bought something for myself because I worked hard this whole month. So it's like, yeah, I bought myself something expensive in your eyes, but it may be expensive, but I worked hard for it.
I want to ask you a question. Since you on the couch and you bring your daughter into it. Hey, baby girl. So she don't listen. She shouldn't be listening to this podcast. Good. But she probably does listen to this podcast.
Damn, hold on. Let me change up my thought process. Let me change up my thought process.
My nephew hit me. Not to go on subject. My nephew hit me. He'll be 17. He hit me. He said, "Oh." He was like, "Man, Stick's funny." I said, "Stick's funny." I said, "When Sticks is our other co-host." I said, "When the hell you talk to Sticks?" He said, "No, I was listening to the podcast." I said, "Why the hell you listen to the podcast?" He like,
I love it.
He like, "I listen to all the episodes, man. I would listen, blah blah blah." I was like, "Oh yeah, you shouldn't be listening to it." But I said, "Your mom know you listen to it?" He was like, I listen to Lil Durk. She shouldn't have had no problem listening to. I said, you know what?
point.
You got a point. I said, you got a
Points
point.
were made.
I said, you got a point. So I said, all right, but go
My
ahead. What you
question
gonna
about
say?
your daughter is, I know you're saying you're having those conversations with her now. When did you start? At what age did you start having those kinds of conversations with her about money?
It's been a few years now. So she's 14. So I've been having these conversations with her maybe since she was like 11, 12.
What did I say about
7?
studying?
Yeah. But also it goes to, I think I'm to blame too. Because it's like, oh, well, Dad, can you get me this? And all right, cool.
Yeah, and that's
and it's a habit that I'm trying to. It's a habit that me and Lynn always talk about. It's like, all right, I want my kid to have what I didn't have, which is, I wasn't able to go to my mom or my dad and say, yo, can I get? I want this pair of sneakers. They $200. My mom looked at me like I got fucking 3 heads. You know what I mean? But my mom was a single mother. She worked at. She didn't make the money I made. You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, when my daughter come to me and she say, Dad, can I get this pair of New Balances? I look at the New Balance, they $189. All right, yeah, I ordered them. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's my fault too, but then it's like, all right, I'm trying to break her out of that habit of like, yo, you gotta wait to get that. Or if I give you $50 at the beginning of the week, why on Wednesday you don't got it?
Right.
Why are you giving her $50?
Well, she eats, so she not all the time. So I'll give her like 50 something. Like, I mean, she might want to grab something to eat. She might want to go here. Sometimes she use public transportation. So sometimes she go to school to get something to eat. Okay. I might not cook every day.
Oh, okay.
I may make something she don't want. I may make something she don't want to eat. Okay. She's a picky eater. You know what I mean? So it's like she may want to throughout the week. That $50 I gave you or $40 I gave you, you can buy you something for days I don't eat. I don't cook dinner.
I'm just reflecting back to my childhood, and that's why I'm so fucked up with money now. Because I said this before on the pod. My mom is a hairstylist. I'm 31. She's been a hairstylist for 25 to 27 years, long time. And back then, like, it was fast. Like, natural hair. She's a natural hairstylist. She older. It was really fast, and I feel like I was constantly like being handed. You know what I mean? I didn't really understand what struggle was until I had to pay my own bills, honestly. And now she'll yell, and I'm going to talk to her after this fucking recording because she'll yell at me like, I don't understand. I taught you. It's like, no, you didn't. You didn't. Yeah. I mean, I think I saw her struggle once my mind started like comprehending like what was going on. But I really, really had a hard time like going into like paying my own bills. It was a big transition for me. Even with like certain, that's why I'm like, I'm paying attention. It's a lot of information to take in, but just paying like my car note, and if they be like, oh, well, it's not late till this day, girl, I'm waiting till that day. Like, I'm constantly like, whatever. But I can't be that way. That is horrible.
And to my defense, I wasn't taught money management. I wasn't taught like managing money. Like growing up, I wasn't taught like credit, having money, having the savings. I didn't understand it. I wasn't taught it. So me trying to learn it and then teach it is still a process for me.
Right.
Because I'm learning it and I'm learning the right way. Trying to teach it to my child the right way, trying to get her to understand is like, we're trying to save this amount of money. Like, what do you need?
Yeah, I think, well, kind of in reference to not saying like we were taught to hustle.
Right.
Like, I'm taught to hustle, but I ain't taught what to do
with it when I get it.
Yeah. Other than,
survive.
Know what I'm saying?
So other than survive.
Right? So we doing it to hustle. My dad told me, you hustle, you get this.
Yeah.
You work, you get what you want. You work, you get what you want. But it's like nothing told us to, you gotta.
Yeah, my mom still asks me like, "What you put to the side?" I'm like, "Girl, what you mean?" She still
side. I ain't got no side. It's only the chicken.
It's only
that's it. Have you seen my check?
Girl, how much do you think I make? That's really what I be saying.
That nigga said, "You ain't no vegetables over here. Ain't no vegetables. Broccoli. What you mean spinach?"
So I feel like we're talking about kids. You're talking about your book, saying that at 7. So it's. On social media, I'm seeing like more little clips about like people teaching their children. Why do you think people are seeing that it's more important now, like for children? I mean, I guess this is kind of like an easy question, but like, why do you think it's so important now? Why do black people see that it's so important now to like teach your children this financial literacy?
It's tough because when I first started out, 10 years ago. Financial literacy was not like a sexy topic at all. I was literally told no a lot of times. Right. Like, hey, can I come in and do? Like, no, well, we don't.
Yeah, right.
Like, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. I think that we want to keep our babies. Like, we want them to keep their innocence as long as possible, or we want them to be we want to keep our worries away from them. And we know that money is like a big thing, right? If I'm a mom and money is stressing me out, the last thing I want to do is introduce that stress to my daughter. And so unfortunately, a lot of us, our first interaction with money is after we have signed student loan debt or something like that, or we get to college and they're talking about credit cards or something like that, trying to sign us up for free money, right? And because we want to kind of like keep our kids, they got the rest of their life to worry about that, right? Now social media is making it so that these kids on TikTok are talking about credit cards, or whatever, right? Money. And so now they're going and asking their mom, like, yo, what's up with this, right? Like, what they talking about? Such and such on TikTok said whatever. And so now it's like, well, it's forcing them to have that conversation earlier than they're used to having it, right? So it's kind of like we can't keep this information from them this long, right? So I think that it's really a struggle, because even what he said about like because I didn't learn about financial literacy at all growing up either. Like nobody taught me, right? A funny story came to mind. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I had to teach myself. I had to teach myself. It was just like, hey, someone mentioned something about retirement accounts or Roth IRAs. Let me go look up the dictionary what this even means. Like, you hear certain terms, I'm like, I have no clue what this is. I'm just going to, educate myself and learn. But I think that a lot of us wait, especially parents, we wait until we're confident before we teach our children.
Very true.
Because we don't want them to ask us a question that we don't know the answer to, because we want to be superheroes to our children.
Right.
And that's to their detriment. That's to our detriment, because you should bring your daughter along for the journey and be transparent with her to say, I'm learning this.
Let's learn this together.
You.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to wait until I think I have it all figured out before I give you this.
Because you never know when you're going to have it all figured out.
You're not going to have it all figured out.
Which probably would be like a great approach to it. It make them feel like more involved in the process.
Everything about it creates a conversation, and that's where you want. You want the conversation. You want the vulnerability. You want the honesty, transparency, which is what I loved about this show. Like, even I can hear you all like just being transparent about, like, child, I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. Like, I'm listening to the episodes and I'm like, this is beautiful. Apply that same thing. Like, just be honest. Like, I didn't learn this. I really want to give you something that I didn't have. Like, I think it's very valuable. And I want us to take on this. I want us to be on this journey together. Can we sit down and go through a budget together? Can we sit down and go through the shopping list together? Can we sit down and plan for holiday gifts? Whatever it is, like, can we do it together? Because I want to do this with you.
So should he? Any parent, right? He or me, like, I got a 13-year-old and he think wow and everything every day. Yo, I need $10. I need $10, right? So, like, to even start the conversation, should it start with like, all right, listen, I'm going to pay you for these chores, right? This and this, and then from there we're going to learn how to budget your money. Like, what do you want to spend? Here's what transportation going to look like. You start off with $100. This is your transportation. This is your lunch money. This is, if you had a phone bill, this is what you got to pay, right? Because like I said, we were all taught hustle. I got a job, and my mom was like, yo, you like TV? Here go direct TV right. Here go direct TV right here for you. I couldn't say no. I want to watch TV. Making the Band myself, like, right?
Not Making the Band.
Dylan.
Right. I want to watch TV too. So, like, that's how I had to learn it. All right, well, here's how you said about paying bills. That's how I learned about to pay bills, right? And then it was like, all right, here's your phone bill. You just had to pay it. So
I had no care in the world. Oh my God, like, no care. We went shopping every weekend. It was just like living the life of Raleigh, like my grandma always say. Like, it's just crazy. So how do you? I mean, I don't have children, but if I ever decide, like
what's the day one to start? Like, does it start with the chores and giving the money, like him giving the $60, and then start deducting from that, or like, does it before the money come in?
So before the money, if you can, but sometimes some of us are too late, which is fine. I don't want to say too late, but some
I'm
of
too
us
late.
are
Too
beyond
late.
that.
He already dug
too
in.
late. He just DM'd me what we eating.
That's hilarious. The reason why I stopped him and asked him, like, why are you giving her $50 every week? The reason why I asked that is because I often tell parents, like, stop giving them allowance just for surviving another Friday, right? You're setting your babies up.
You hear that, mama? You listening?
No, seriously, because we are raising adults. Like, adults are children are little adults, and adults are little children. Big children. So it's kind of like, well, the real world is not going to reward them for just surviving another Friday. That's just not how it works.
Right.
Yeah.
So why would I set my baby up for that?
Right.
That's not the real world. It's
Right.
not going to happen, right?
I'm having a therapy session
I'm
right
so
now.
sorry.
Right? I'm traumatized like a
I'm
motherfucker over
traumatized.
here.
I'm
I'm
like,
gonna
get me
cry.
out of here.
Listen
Right.
up. I don't even got no rebuttal to nothing that you saying. I'm just taking it all and like, okay, you're right. You're right. No, it's
But
good. Trust
they're
me.
going to be
No, it's
rewarded
amazing,
for
yeah.
solving problems. So what I tell parents to do is give them a problem to solve. Give them a problem to solve. Even if, and in my book, Amber's Magical Savings Box, Amber, there's this magical toy that everyone in school has, and she doesn't want to just ask for it. She wants to solve problems. She wants to earn the money.
Yeah.
And so she goes through her house and talks to her parents and looks for ways to solve problems. Now, Amber is a kid. She's young. So it's something small as she realized daddy needed somebody to bring him some Kool-Aid while he was fixing the car outside or holding the tools.
Yeah.
She did that and he gave her $5.
Right,
Gotcha.
Or mommy needed an extra hand with her younger brother. She has a younger brother in the book, right? She solved the problem. Mommy needs 2 more hands, and I only have 2 the guy gave me. So
Right.
can you go ahead and entertain your younger brother while I'm cooking, right? Or whatever it may be. So there's a list of problems that we as adults have to solve on a
Right.
daily, like just constantly, right? That we even do it without even thinking,
Yeah.
right? Give it to them. If I'm talking about making a shopping list, ask your daughter to make the grocery list and ask her to take inventory of this is what we need and tell me what do we already have. Scratch off what we already have. Go through the house and scratch off what we already have. This is your job for today. Give them a job, give them a problem to solve, and that's how you're going to develop
Incentivize.
successful young people.
Yeah,
Good
that's. I
tips.
think
These are great tips.
it's crazy because my son, he's 6 and he think Target is just Target. He don't monster trucks and cars. It's dad. I had a good day. I had a good day in school. Can we go to Target? You know what I mean? Like, and it's like with him is like I'm trying to do things differently that I didn't do with my daughter. So his birthday is coming up, and he's been asking me all year, Dad, I want a PlayStation 5, and I want a game monitor. I said, okay, this is the thing. You do very well in school. I have no problem. So you have the first half of the school year to do good, and I have no problem buying you a PS5 and the game monitor, whatever you have. Every week, Dad, I was good. I was good, Dad. I said, but did you listen to your mom? She right. That's always.
He said,
That moms be tripping though, because sometimes you understand them, right?
He said he didn't say all that.
Sometimes I understand him, and sometimes he be like, she be drawn. Dad.
Yeah, it took me till I got older, like, I see why my dad be like knocking you out, bro. Like, you burn me out sometimes.
Look,
You know what I mean? So I'm trying to teach him things as far as like you do good and you get good. You know what I mean? You get what you want. So I'm trying that with him.
But today she said stop paying them for surviving.
Right. But school is that surviving? Is that
No,
reward?
according to you,
she
you
should
said
stop
that's your
rewarding
job.
them.
Yeah. Well, school is their job because that's all they have right
I
now.
believe in that, yes.
So school is your job. You know what I mean? You get good grades and
There are other problems he can solve outside of school.
okay, all right. I gotta go over a list of what he could do outside of school.
I mean, you cook. You might be raising a little chef. He could go check off the.
I cooked Saturday. I cooked. What was this the other day? I cooked and he helped me. He did help me cook. He said, "I want to help you cook." We made crab fried rice. He did. He helped me chop up the onions and the green peppers and stuff like that. I let him put it in. I let him like, this is hot. So he put the onions and green peppers. He said, "Oh, that's hot." I said, "Yeah, that's hot." You know what I mean? So he was helping me cook and everything like that. So I did let him help me cook. So that was cool.
All right, so I guess we'll all answer these questions too. So it's like, what are some things you think we do as black people like bad with money? Like, what are some bad things you
Well,
think
like I
do?
said, I don't even know if this is a bad thing. Maybe you can answer this, but I said like me waiting to the last minute to pay whatever. Like if they give me, like my car note is due on the 15th. It's not late until the 25th. I paid on the 25th. Every time.
No,
Every time.
I'm laughing because a lot of things I do pay late. Not late. I pay like, all right, this should do like in 2 days. I'm gonna pay it on Monday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's just
Or
sometimes
it's
how
the
it
weekend,
is.
so they ain't counting that. It's gonna clear on Monday. So I'm gonna just schedule it like shit like
Listen,
that.
black people learn how to stretch some shit. If it's a gray line, we figure out right there. Like,
Yeah, we gonna walk that gray line.
it ain't reported to the 30th to 30
Right,
days
right.
after.
That's a
I got to the
fact.
15th.
Yeah.
Right,
Listen, this
right.
mortgage ain't
and
due to
that,
the
that goes
14th.
back to surviving. It's
Yeah.
survive. We've been in some black people. We've been in survival mode so long.
She like cut the shit. What I said
No.
earlier, 2 things can be true. Now what we gonna do to evolve? What we
Right,
doing to
I
move
understand.
on?
Right, but that's where some people have been taught to survive for so long, they don't know when they're out of it.
Yeah.
I'm not in survival mode anymore. I'm not surviving anymore. I'm living life. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not in survival mode anymore, so I gotta cut the survival shit out.
Yeah.
And be a fucking adult. You know what I mean?
So what's something bad you think you probably or you see black people do bad with money?
It's living beyond our means.
Okay.
Putting on a facade that we have it when we don't have it.
Yeah.
Basically equating materialistic things with having money. Just because you got a Gucci bag don't mean you fucking got money. You could have spent your last on that motherfucker and you posting on Instagram with it, on Twitter about it.
What's in my Gucci bag right now?
Check the Gucci bag.
You know what I mean? No, those are things that a lot of us black people do. We live beyond our means.
Yeah.
And equate materialistic with having money.
Is it bad that I wait till the last minute to pay my car note?
I'm gonna answer that question.
Okay, all right.
Oh, for me, I think as black people, we overpay for things now to try to make it seem like we have it, right? So we overpaying for bottles. We overpaying. Like, remember back in the day, we used to go to Net City Blue. All right, buy these butters. I'm gonna throw these jeans in there. Like, you get it for the low. Now everybody's super happy about paying the most.
Paying the most.
I heard some people argue like, "What, nigga? You paid $50 for it? I paid $100." I'm like,
I'm gonna go.
It
with
was $25. Like, y'all both lost.
Yeah.
So I feel like we always arguing about like who paying the most. Like, we supposed to be getting it for the low. Like, when do we lose the get it for the low mentality?
It's. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you go. What do you think? What do you know?
Or what do you see?
What do you see?
Like black people
what do you see as black as us as a black community? We do bad with
if
money.
I had to pick one, because I actually it was two that came to mind. But if I had to pick one, it would be, I think that we get the YOLO thing backwards. Although YOLO is kind of like a newish term, I feel like our grandparents have kind of
lived it without YOLO.
Like,
yeah.
You know, you can't take it with you when you die.
I ain't never seen a Brinks truck follow a hearse.
Child.
I got that from Big Meech, and I ain't got Big Meech money.
Here's the thing, hilarious.
That's for real. Big Meech said that.
Here's the thing with YOLO. If you really believe that you only live once, you will want to do it the right way the first time. True. I feel like a lot of us, we say YOLO, but we actually live like we gonna have a do-over, like this practice. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I can just blow through this life. You know what I mean? About to come back. You know what I mean? And so I think that we do that completely. If you really thought about like, yo, I'm not gonna be here forever. Like, I don't know when my last day is gonna. Like, you will probably change a lot of what you do, like a lot of what you spend money on, like a lot of it. You can be like, yo, this is pointless. Like, if you were getting ready to go, like what he said, like, we're getting ready to go to the club or the bar, whatever the case may be, right? I remember hearing, like, sitting down with this cop, and he had been in the police force for a long period of time, and he was just saying, like, when I pick people up, they always have stuff in their pockets. It's like they got a plan. They going somewhere, right? They got movie tickets. They got money. They got cash out. They got this guy got dressed up. He got on his best watch. Like, whatever he was on his way to doing, nothing in him made him think that I'm not going to make it.
Make it there, right?
You know what I'm saying? He's like, these people have plans. He's like, I'm the person they send in a check for those things. Like, so I see that these people have plans. They got missed calls. They have this. They have that. And it's like, you don't really think. You're not about to, you know what I mean? You don't really think that you're not in full control of all of this. Like, let me be as wise with the things that I am in full control of, because there's so many things that I have no control over. Yeah. So that would be like my top thing that I just literally see constantly.
Also this might not just be in the black community, is that I'm gonna make the money back. Once it's gone, you can't make that shit back.
Money come, money go, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what you want to touch? You want to touch on that?
Spend a check and get it right
back. Right. Yeah.
It's in the music. So
wait. First, you have to answer. Can I pay my car note late? Get back to my question.
So I think the problem is that. So I suffered from poverty PTSD for a long period of time.
Didn't I say that in the last episode?
And did you?
I said it. We were talking about something about far as like money and not having it, and is working so much.
Yeah, I think the problem is the mindset that comes with it. So you're
like seeing that money clear out of my account kills me.
You're hoarding money because you think that there's not that it's limited. Yeah. You don't live in abundance. When you live in abundance, you can be like, go ahead, take that. I already know it's coming back, right? But you're not. It's really your mindset. Yeah, it's really your relationship. Like you're in a toxic relationship.
Yeah, because I had a rough 3 years. I was talking about
like doing the tug. You don't want. Your money doesn't want to fight you, and you don't want to fight it.
Right.
You don't want to fight for it. It's not when you say chasing the bag, it's not running from you.
Yeah.
Money's not running from you. I promise.
Right.
You have to chase
And my
like
mom
you out of
always
breath.
say when you chase, things go wrong.
You don't want, so I really think that you need to like dig into like where is this coming from and why do I think that money is limited? Why do I have to hoard it? So
Right,
much
right,
like
right.
this, where I don't think there's not an abundance.
Because I be
You know
grinding,
what?
man.
You know what though? The term rob Peter to pay Paul.
Ooh.
That's a real fucking term. Like
I
because
don't
also
even know
too,
neither one of them
I don't know.
niggas. I be robbing
Right.
them.
I don't know.
There was
Peter
somebody
or Paul.
rolling with Jesus.
John,
and then
Jacob,
somebody
Jigger,
ran.
Hermes. I don't know none of these people.
Somebody
All
ran.
all the apostles.
Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, Mike.
Right, for sure. Yeah. I think that we're holding on to the money is like, all right, that don't gotta be paid right now. Let me hold off just in case something happens. And like you said, that's a trauma.
Because things do happen.
Things happen. You're like, I don't want to
That's
be
why
on
we
my
have
last.
emergency funds.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's what you said. Save it first and then spend from there.
I hate emergencies. I be mad as shit when I got the money and I got an emergency. Like, this is what you saved it for, girl.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is
When we
true.
all saving for the rainy day.
Yeah,
It's
and then
the
that rainy day come.
Or you just preparing for the rainy day, and like the rainy day never comes sometimes, and you just continue to keep saving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just weird the way we just, the things you just saying is like, damn, I was
Because
taught this,
sometimes we have that
situation.
situation where you hear like, oh, when it rains, it pours. Because there'll be like multiple things going
Yeah,
on
always.
at the same time. You be like, good, I'll be getting the clear for like a good 6 months, been living life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then it's like 4 things happen back to, whoa, wait a minute.
Right.
Yeah.
You would continue to save because then it might be an avalanche. It might be a situation.
For real.
Where
When it rains,
all
it
the
pours.
emergencies happen at
It really
once.
does.
No, it do.
Yeah.
When it rains, it pours. It does. But
That's real. You want to talk about the 50?
I need some comfort food.
oh no, go ahead.
No, I wasn't even going.
Wait,
there.
no, wait. I do
we
have
could.
one question.
Go ahead.
Because I want to talk about that. But what do you think is the main thing that that the main difference between like black families and white families when it comes to financial literacy?
There's multiple things. Again, information, backstory, context, I should say, not backstory. I'm an accountant. I've been an accountant for 16 years. And for my company, I'm the highest and youngest, the highest black accountant that works.
Period.
there.
shout
And
you out. Okay,
Period.
so,
I'm
okay.
only saying that to say that I'm around a whole bunch of white people.
I was about to say, so you
Right.
I was like,
And I've
okay,
been around them for a long period of time.
Right.
So that's the only reason why I'm saying all of that.
right,
I'm like the only black or the only woman in the room most of the time.
okay,
And I hear their conversations. 'Cause I think they forget I'm in there. But I hear their conversations about how they teach their sons and how they teach their daughters. Like they'll teach their son, like, get a woman who's good with the money, even
Okay.
if she's not
Rich.
no,
Wealthy.
no,
No?
no. Even if she's not like the absolute best looking,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Like I've literally heard that over and over and over again. Like that it's better to. Like even if she's not like she like don't make sure you're attracted to her, but like that the day they put that really really high on the list
yeah.
of importance of like
And we were
make
just
sure
talking about-
make sure
Yeah.
she's good with money.
Yeah, I was
right?
just saying that. Like, I want somebody smart, right?
Yeah.
To do with the money. Like, I can hustle all day, but I need you to let me know where to put this money
like
at
the
the time.
conversation, this is going to lead us into the 50-50, right? The conversation of like men saying, I don't care what her job is. I don't care how many degrees she has. I don't care what she do. Her money ain't my money, this and that. I only be hearing black men say that
Really?
because them people on the other
Yeah.
side be like,
Yo.
oh, we want you to be educated because
Yes.
you about to be homeschooling these babies.
Right.
Yo.
Or we want you to have some type of balance because you're gonna be doing something.
You gonna be doing something.
I want you to be
Yeah.
doing something. So
You may be
got
you
about behind
you may be you
what
may
I'm
be
doing
not
with
have a
her.
job, but you got a job.
I want you
at
to
home.
at least have the ability to have an option,
Right.
right? Even if we decide like, okay, you're gonna be at home mom for this period of time or whatever the case may be, baby's young, whatever. Okay, but we still want you to have an option though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So she still got a degree. Now she's choosing not to use this right now. That's a little bit different.
Yeah,
We
but she
have
got
an
something to fall
agreement.
back on.
Oh yeah,
Right,
yeah. You know what I mean? So
And I always
And that's
I
why
always
I
tell
gotta
people
learn
like
how to change a tire so I can know how to do everything.
I don't want you
All right,
nowhere
go
near
ahead.
this
No, I'm
tire,
joking.
girl.
I always feel
That's
like
hilarious.
when people always say, well, white people and black people different. We do have different conversations because we weren't taught certain things, right?
Right.
So when they were taught certain things from yeha generations and generations and generations ago, right? So we weren't taught that. So we're just now catching up. So we're late, relate to a lot of things. But as far as those conversations with 50-50 or money managing or woman having money, I work around white men. They wives be having to have money. They wives be having to be, if they don't work, they have a job at home. So it ain't just so I'ma just look good. I'ma just give them sex. Like no,
she went to school.
No, she went to school.
She got some papers.
Right. She's home with the kids. Mm-hmm. She's teaching the kids, and also she's managing his money. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She's not just shopping. They not just going to fucking Turks and Caicos and the Caribbeans and the islands and all that. No, she's managing the money he's making so that she's investing it here, so that their children don't have to work as hard as them. Or their children to have a college fund or all these different accounts and things like that. So it's not just like, oh, I'm going to just look good and give them sex or, well, they don't have to work. He pay all the bills. It's different in that household. If you was a fly on the wall in that household, you would know what goes on in it. I work around them and I understand like, yeah, my wife don't work, but shit, she doing this and that. I don't know how. They always say, man, I don't know how much this and stuff costs, but I know it's paid. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I don't know how much it costs, but I know that I ain't getting no late note on it. Yep. Because if I get a late note on it, me and her gonna have a talk. If you taking this out my account and to pay it, why it's not being paid? So that's where the different conversations come in. Is like, yeah, like they ain't going. Some of them might go on extravagant trips. They might be doing this and that, but they might look at money different than we look at money.
They do. Mm-hmm.
What's your idea on 50-50? Because
because we all hate it. We
hate the conversation. I hate it.
And social media are like, I feel like they are trying to divide.
Not trying. I think it's
like, so they're dividing the
men and women, black men and women.
Right?
Yeah.
They're trying
I'm gonna say black men and women are being divided by that conversation.
And also, I feel like we said earlier when we talked about like people aren't even living these lives. Like, it's so many people that actually have like never lived with a person and never split the bills and never, you know what I mean?
I think something is really wrong with people. We can't use that R. Yeah, right. We are weird, and we can't use that R word.
Right.
Yeah, because I said it before by mistake.
I've seen multiple, and ladies, y'all know I be on this podcast. I take up for y'all. I do. I get shit for taking up for y'all from the fellas, but I take up for y'all. But I see women say, I'd rather pay 100% than 50-50.
Insanity.
That sounds so
dumb.
It
just seems dumb.
Yeah, that just sound dumb.
So
I can't go on because I don't.
No, he don't want to go in. He don't want to go in.
We want the expert. So you're a financial coach. You work with families. You work with men. You work with women. You've seen all types of finances. The high. You've seen the lows. Economically,
right? Economically,
because we not. I guess it's less about like what you think economically.
Economically,
yeah.
Well, I actually wasn't going to take the economic approach, but
okay.
Take the black approach.
Take your approach with it. Take your approach with it.
So yes, I don't know. I was gonna let him slide. You was gonna bring that
Blaquenomically.
Blaquenomically.
We've been making up stuff.
I think that's gonna be the name of the episode.
Blaquenomically.
Blaquenomically.
I actually like that word.
Because we got our own stuff in the black community.
Yeah. I think it gotta be a Q in there. I ain't gonna lie. It gotta be all the way off. Yeah.
Put an H in there as a solid.
Don't put no H in it, but the Q for sure.
Yo, I'm cracking up though. Should it be A?
Wait, he's spelling it.
He trying to spell it right now. Let her finish, okay?
Yeah. Let her finish.
Answer either way you want. I'm crazy. Don't worry about me.
So first, let me say again, 10 years I've helped all kinds of people: single, engaged, married, divorced. A lot of. Right now, I'm walking 4 clients through a divorce, repairing their finances through a divorce. And this is what I will say: it is not wise for a man or a woman to try to build something with someone who has no tools.
Okay.
If you want to build something with someone who's never built anything, i.e., you want to be with someone who, again, I mentioned earlier, men saying, "Oh, I don't care if she has a degree. I don't care if she has her own. I don't care about her money. I don't care about her status at work." I don't understand why you would not care about something like that.
I always say I do.
That blows my mind.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because there are ingredients that are needed to be successful in multiple arenas in life. And if a woman has completed school, if she has a running her business well, if she has earned a certain amount of money, a good position at her job, obviously she has some of these ingredients, because that is proof that she has those kinds of things, whether it be longevity, whether it be stick-to-itiveness, whether it be wisdom, right? Knowing how to pick your battles, knowing how to be on top. All those things are really, really important.
Really
important. Building a partnership or a marriage with someone. So if I want to pick someone who's never, I want to build a home with someone who's never been on their own, doesn't know how to take care of themselves, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
So
people say I'm crazy.
So it's like this person is going to try to use a hammer for a screwdriver situation. Now you're going to destroy everything I worked hard for. I think that there's no one size fit all when it comes to personal finance, right? I've seen situations where the roles have reversed because there are things that come up that just roles are reversed. You cannot be committed to a season, or you cannot be married to a season of a person. Right. So if I am choosing to be in a lifetime partnership with someone, I'm obviously signing up to marry them. And I have to know that if I'm signing up to marry someone, then I'm obviously also signing up for the days that they're not going to be on top of the world. Right. So even if we have the luxury of being 100% 50-50 today, something can happen a month from now and we're not, and I gotta hold you down. And I need to be able to be with someone who can do that. Right. So it's really all about what works in your household, and I think that you should just keep that within your household. And I think the problem doesn't even come from within the household. The problem comes from without the household.
Always,
all the time.
That's what I said. I'm like, the women that's getting it and doing all this, they ain't talking.
They ain't talking
They
about
laughing
it.
at y'all argue about 50-50 because they household is cool, is ran.
Now men struggle with this a lot. I see this a lot. In
my
personal life, right? Because I was in a committed relationship with someone and they actually made more money than I did on paper. But I had more to show for my money because I'm better with it.
Right.
So it was assumed that I made more money because I had more to show for it.
Yeah.
Even though he knew the truth, because everyone around him, he would get the smart comments on the basketball court. He would get the smart comments from the guys, and we would go to his family's house, and they would say certain things. They don't fumble this one. All right, yeah, you about to move in her house, ain't you? Like they would say little stuff. The people outside is what really
affects the in the household. His ego. They got his ego.
The ego is a real thing.
For a man, it's one of the biggest things is our ego. That's
so
what
it's not
that's
even
what
really
that's
about
what
the numbers. It's about the perception.
Yes.
It's about the perception because again, I'm me, so I have to constantly talk about a finance coach. I have to share my money journey. Like I never put out there like how much I make or anything like that. I don't do that. That's a bit much. You don't never see like my house or anything like on social media, my car. I don't do none of that. But it's assumed that you know there's a lot there. So any guy who's with me, they're assuming like, hey, all of your friends think that, oh, you with the perfect credit score lady. How you with her and your credit score 520.
Right.
How you with somebody that's 850? You know what I mean? So the ego begins to get in there. So it's not even about 50-50. It's about the perception of like what other people think.
And
you just get tired of that, and it bothers your ego. Moment of silence.
No, that's good. That's good. So one of my favorite shows, right?
I'm just sitting here thinking about it because
back
to what Lynn said is like, yo, the women and men who are in those relationships who have they shit figured out, they not online talking about it. They ain't tweeting. They ain't making posts. They ain't. It ain't nobody's business. I'm happy with whatever's going on in my household. We're set.
Just know we're not asking you for money.
Exactly.
It's the whole thing.
Right. You got to look at it. Motherfuckers outside of us are asking us for money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like we good.
Share,
we good. We good. Our children good. Our house good. Our bills paid. Our refrigerator full. It might be empty a little bit. We got to go to the market, but we good. You know what I mean? But go. What you about to say?
No, I'm saying so. Like I'll be watching the show. 90 Day Fiance, You're Married at First Sight. That's my best shows because they just marry these people just based off what the computer say, or you fall in love. But one of the conversations they had was
he always did somebody's business.
I know I love messy shit because my life ain't messy. I need some type of mess.
Always did somebody's shit.
I need some mess, boy.
He love a scandal for sure.
Love a quick scandal. Don't let them be arguing online. I'm following both of them.
I heard about you going down these rabbit holes.
Listen.
He do.
Listen,
I'm telling you.
okay.
Yo,
He
listen.
said
On the
what?
clock app. I heard you on the clock app. You be going down the rabbit hole.
No, that was Nas going down the clock app on the church.
The church
scandal.
scandal.
That was
scandal.
Nas. It wasn't me.
Yeah.
It was a church
I'm
scandal.
following the two people arguing on social media. Yeah, well, he ain't changed his drawers. Well, you ain't washed my drawers. I'm on that. That's my shit right there. Like, y'all both messy. You
Messy.
Knew
I was
you
like,
knew he had bed bugs, huh? You still was over there. But anyway, right?
90 Day Fiance.
90 Day Fiance, right? So they was talking, and it was like the guy had bad credit or something like that, and she didn't want to be with him. So I'm like, is bad credit or like a large amount of debt a red flag for you?
For me, so I've never asked a man what his credit score is or how much money he makes. I've never asked.
Are they
People
bad
assume
questions?
that I care. Nah, but I just don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm only concerned about what I can't help him with.
okay.
I can help you get your. You can come to me whatever credit score it is. I can help you get. I'm not concerned about nothing. I can do that. We can. If you trust me, we can work that out. It's not a problem. If you come to me, you're making 50,000. I can help you double that.
Mm-hmm.
I can help you invest. I can help you. It's not even. I wouldn't even know because I wouldn't ask.
Mm-hmm.
Like again, people assume that I care about that. That's money is not even in my top 5 when I'm approaching a guy or sitting down with a guy or dating. Or
Really?
It's
Not your top 5?
Nah.
Give me 4.
Give you 4. You gotta be. Don't lie to me.
Ooh.
Okay.
And you
Honestly,
think
number 1.
and you think that you don't have to say that, but you do.
It's crazy. I gotta.
You got to.
Don't lie to me. Like it's a whole lot I can do with the truth, but ain't nothing I can do with a lie.
Nothing.
Whole lot you can do with the truth, but nothing you can do a lot.
And not a single thing. Number two is be yourself. People say, "What are you looking for in a man?" I say, "I'm looking for a man to be himself."
Mm-hmm.
And they give me the option, the opportunity to love him for who he is. Because when you try to be somebody else, eventually the true you is going to show up.
It shows.
Confused.
I don't know who you are. Child. Hold on, let me sip this.
Number 3 is you got to have some type of accountability partners in your life. You got to have some men that's you know what I mean, that's going to really be like, all right now, okay.
Yeah.
That you trust, that you love, that loves you, that's really, really going to hold you accountable. Because I'm not going to be this all night. I'm not going to be doing that. Go talk to your brother about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. And then number 4 is like, you got to care about the community. Like, it's a lot of people, again, you would think I wouldn't have to say that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who just live in their bubble. And they just go to work, go home. They only worry about their babies, their this and this and that. And I really have a heart for the children in the community.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be my partner, you're going to see me do some, step out on faith with certain things because I believe in serving the kids.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm going to want you to support me there.
Yeah.
That's my purpose. So there's my 4 right there.
That's 4 right
with
there.
Those are really good ones.
I thought I was going to stump her, right? I thought she was going to say, look. She didn't say looks yet.
No, she used
No, that's another thing.
She used to running them down.
I don't have qualifications for look. So I don't believe in judging people based on things that are beyond their control. Meaning the time of year they were born, their zodiac sign, your height, your whatever. Those things are beyond your control. Why would I disqualify you?
Y'all hear that, ladies? Go
nothing
get y'all
to do
short
with
king. Go get y'all short king. He might be the man. He might be your soulmate.
I heard they the best. Word on the street is
Word on the back street.
they look up to you. But what I'm saying is,
damn.
That's real.
Damn.
Short king.
I don't believe in disqualifying anything that's beyond their control. I don't think that's fair.
Yeah.
What was I went
He
to the
asked me,
bed.
do I have a money requirement? Basically, is bad.
Well,
is it
ask
for
about
a
money
man,
and credit
for a
scores, things
man?
like that.
Yeah, is it?
So
But
she gave us her top 4
Yeah,
like
'cause I said money
requirements,
is
and they
not
were
even
really
in my
good.
No, you ain't got to run it back. I just didn't know the question.
Yeah,
That's
that
all.
was it.
Yeah,
Okay.
No, that was really
No,
good.
those are really great
What,
things.
what about you, Linzo?
As far as what? The question as far about the
Do you have money any type of
money
financial
requirements?
for
Yeah,
women?
you gotta have some type of money. You gotta come with something.
What's the number?
I'm
Is it a number?
expensive.
Should we have a number?
I'm expensive.
No, I'm with him though. I'm
expensive,
with him
dude.
though. I'm with him.
But should we
not
have a
Is there
number?
No,
I'm asking
it's-
guys, 'cause
oh,
this is-
I don't have a number. I need a
specific
money
number, no.
management at least routine. Like,
Yeah.
right? Can you save $1 or something like that for me? Right? If I go out. Or you saying we away? Can you go to the store and pick up some drinks or something like that? Or if I
Yeah,
say
do I gotta give you my
like,
card?
Or like, damn, I gotta give you my card every time you run in to go grab some water, grab a Red Bulls. You know what I'm
I
saying?
got to give you my card.
I gotta give you my
or
card.
give you money.
Okay.
Which I don't mind if we in that aspect, but I don't want to have to. Do you understand
y'all
what I'm
test
saying?
Women? 'Cause
I
I've
do
been
test
tested.
women.
I've been tested about
I do
men.
test women.
Okay.
I do.
So like his scenario, you be like, go ahead and go get and see if she hesitate. Even though you got the money, you want to see if she hesitates.
If we
she
dealing
gonna
with
pay
each other,
for
I'm like, yo, I need this. not money, object.
Buy something.
Yeah,
Buy
yeah.
something.
It don't have to cost $50.
Yeah.
$40, $60, whatever can it be.
Okay.
You got to do the date thing with the check.
I
Right?
love that.
Right?
And you know
Go ahead and think I'm a pump fake.
You know what's
I'll pay
also
it.
sad? I think that like men are normally so surprised when you can.
Because they be broke,
Because they don't get it.
child. They be broke, child. They be broke, child.
Then what exactly is happening?
Like if you you take care of the check, he falling in love. It's like hold on, like
Because
you.
men aren't used to it.
Yeah,
though.
but and that's crazy because our
I know you're looking at me like I got 3 hands right now.
our
but
requirements are
some
so
men
high.
aren't.
I
Some
feel
men,
like men are confusing.
why?
because you don't want, but did you do what?
Because not for nothing, it's obvious I can take the check.
Right.
Right.
However, I've been like yelled at by men for doing the
Yeah.
So now
I
I'm
ain't-
thinking
I ain't hollering at
never do
nobody.
that.
Your ass.
Now
Because I'm gonna get alligator on. My joint,
conditioned-
now
I'm
my joint's
conditioned-
short right now.
He got T-Rex.
I got T-Rex on.
But does it make a difference? Okay, so in a scenario like mine,
Mm-hmm.
would you feel like you don't have to test me because you already know I got it?
I
Is it
would
about
touch you
whether I
because I
have
wouldn't know
it
if you
or is it
stingy.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
All right,
that's a good point. Yeah.
Because you can have it, but
Get
be
her,
stingy.
bro.
No, that's good.
No, real shit. Like you can have
That's
it,
a
but be
fact.
stingy. So I am going to test you.
That's a fact.
Because I'm not. I think at certain points, like when you go to when you're dealing with somebody, like you kind of like have an idea.
Yeah.
You don't really know what they make. You don't know what they really have. You kind of have like a concept in your head. You may assume whatever it may be. And I think further along when you get down and you're dealing with them on a daily basis, you get an understanding of, oh, all right, well, shit, I got to pay this. I got to pay that. Damn, she is paying bills. You know what I mean? She is paying, taking care of what she got to take care of. So you do got some kind of money. Then, you have questions because I think for people not, and this may be off topic a little bit, for you not to be able to hold a conversation with the person you're dealing with, I think you're not up to date with what's going on in the world. Because if you got social media, you can always discuss a topic with somebody. You get what I'm saying? Like you can have conversation as far as like a financial conversation, not how much money you have, but what's going on in the world. Something comes up. Something comes up. A meme. Something happened with a celebrity or a date. A show you might be watching. 90 Day Fiance. They may have asked a question like, "What you think on this?" Because I was watching this show. As far as like a girl taking a guy out, whatever it may be, you get a concept of, oh, does she like taking guys out? You throw that in there.
Yeah, I guess.
I've
been yelled at many a time.
No, not being yelled at.
Moving forward, I'm not going to do it.
No, not being yelled at. Far as like understanding if the girl likes, because I've seen women say, "I ain't taking no man out," and my thing is, fellas, y'all better get y'all girl who like you, because a woman who likes you will treat you.
They spend like big meats.
Yeah,
short.
they do. They
That's what I
do
said.
spend. They do spend like.
They spend like big meats.
No,
boy.
seriously, women with their own money, and if they like you, they will spend money on you.
I really enjoy doing little things for. I really
like,
enjoy that.
That's what I said.
I'm
fellas,
like that with clothes. I have 3 older brothers, so I've always dressed them. So I always have this thing with dressing them.
Okay,
So I'm
right.
like
okay.
that with clothes.
Okay.
But that's why relationships always cost me money. That's the
I like
We're
little
gonna put
gifts.
you on the couch with relationship, not
Oh,
finances. We gonna bring you back. We're gonna sit you right here in the middle, and we're gonna talk about relationships. Today in the relationship thing, we talk about finance. But no, I feel like I want a woman who would spend money on me. You ain't got to go break the bank. I don't need all that. I don't need all that because if it's things I really want that cost money, I'm gonna buy the shit myself. But if I thoughtful, but things I like.
My question was like testing women. Are you testing them about if she's with you for the money?
I ain't putting it out there that I have money.
But if she know your profession, she knows how much you make. Google says
Okay,
that.
that is true. That is true because I was told that they did Google my profession
That
and
is
how
a
much
lot happening.
they Googled what I make around about what I make a year. That I was told that, so they'd have an idea what I make a year.
And
They Googled my job and then
That's a
my
lot of work.
department. That's not no, it ain't. How much do such and such make a year? Around about Google will tell you annual between at 2000 and this year they made around this. Now it may fluctuate because inflation and a pay raise, so they're going to give you about how much you make a year. But yeah, I'll test a woman to an extent. I'll test a woman. Yeah, I will. I'll test a woman.
Testing. I don't mind.
I'm all for a little test.
I don't mind it.
So what money test do you put a guy through, Sumi?
You know what's weird, and this may be. I think I'll be so focused on getting my shit together and keeping my shit together. Sometimes I don't even
worry about the test.
Yeah, and I know that's not always the greatest thing, but like I've really been in a space where like I'm really trying to get me together, and then I'll attract people who, you know, maybe have it together or are working in the same way that I'm working. So if you ask me a number, I mean, of course I like to go on a nice date. Like, if you can't take me on a nice date, I guess I'm looking at that. Or like, you know, I always got a car problem. Something like I might not even need it, but it's just like you offering or you know, those things I get. And that's not really a test. It may be just like, you know, speaking out loud. And if you're able to help me or guide me, then, but yeah, I guess that is a test.
I feel like as a man, you should. I'm gonna try to word this properly because I don't want always, like I said, the fellas always get on me about taking up for the women. I feel like as a man, you should, if you don't know, fuck that. I feel like as a man, if you don't know how to do something, you should know somebody who knows how to do it.
Yeah.
And you should be able to pay to get it done.
I think that become with the provider piece, right? Because everybody says, I need a provider, right? But it's like provider, it's not just money.
Not money,
yeah.
A
network,
right.
I provide you with a network. I can't hang a TV. I can call somebody to come hang this TV, right? My sister just had a leak in the kitchen, shit turned into a puddle. I had to make calls to get that fixed.
Right. But and in general, I say this like anybody around me right now is beneficial, and it's not just money. You need to. I can't no useless people around me.
You should always, as a man, you should always know somebody or how to do it.
Yeah.
That is my take on it. As a man, you should always know how to do it or know somebody how to. I don't have a tow truck, but I know a million niggas with tow trucks.
Yeah.
I don't know plumbing, but I know guys who know plumbing. And I know a guy who know a plumber. I know a guy who would give me a plumber on 24/7. Right? I don't know how to cement no front, but I know some guys who know. I know some Mexicans who know how to cement the front too. You know what I mean? So like, you should always be 2 or 3 people away from solving a problem. I feel like as a man and providing for your woman or your family, you should always be 1 or 2 or 3 people away from knowing how to do that thing.
Yeah, I don't have a test, but I have a requirement that I think shows me a lot. I have somebody who was like, oh, marriage whole thing, them throwing M words around. And I'm like, I have a requirement for anyone I'm in a relationship with to get my gas every 2 weeks, right? Fill up my gas tank every 2 weeks. And he's like, pay for it or just pump it? I'm like, both.
Yeah.
And he really like struggled with that. Like, and I'm thinking that shows so much. That shows protecting because I know my woman out there doing this by herself late at night, whatever the case may be, and providing, of course, because you're paying for it. Consistency and consideration.
Right. Ooh, didn't I say consideration?
If somebody can do that, like that, those when we talked about the ingredients earlier, like those are ingredients, even in something that one simple task of being able to do that over and over and over again, that shows me a lot as a woman that I'm gonna do this. This is really important to her. This is on her list.
Right.
She got a little her car ain't, and it's only once every 2 weeks. It's not that big of a deal, right? But it's the consistency, it's the consideration, it's the fact that she doesn't have to keep reminding me. It's the fact that I do want her to be safe. I don't want her to be out there early in the morning, late at night after an event, trying to fill up or whatever the case may be, right? Always. But he really struggled with like, why would I need to do that for your car? Like
he ain't the one for you.
And that ain't
that's a fact.
I'm just
we know that already.
Right? Yeah, we know that already. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
But
I'll let you finish.
Like, I feel like in a partnership, we both should help each other get each other to where we need to.
But you're missing the point.
You're missing my point, right?
Yeah,
right. And I think a lot of.
So he was the 50-50 guy, right? Because in his mind, he's like, well, that's 50-50. If I'm with you and you need gas, okay, I'll get it for you. But if I'm not,
I feel like every time I get in a lady car, she need gas. I'm gonna put gas in it.
Child.
Every time. Or when they use your car come back and need gas. Yeah. But it's fine. And I understand that, and I'm okay with that. That is something I understand about when you have that, when you dealing with a lady, it's like, she don't like to get gas. Right, if we going somewhere, we in her car, and I'm putting gas in it. I don't care. I don't mind doing it because I like you. And if I didn't like you, I'ma just drive because I know your car ain't got gas.
I'm gonna meet you there.
Or I'll meet you there.
I mean, I'm gonna put gas in it because eventually I'm gonna have to push the motherfucker.
Right.
Cut off, so. Turn the wheel this way, baby.
Right.
Put it in neutral.
Right. Exactly.
Let me read this letter. So, says, I just found out the girl I'm dating makes almost $30K more than me. Can you give me any advice or relate? So her face when she realized how much more she made than me kind of made me feel bad, but I could be looking to it wrong. I make $60K and she makes $90K.
The couch sinking you?
She was impressed on how I budget given my salary, and now I feel like a cheap fuck. should I be concerned that she runs out of money by the end of the month?
So she makes more but has less to show for it.
That was what you said. That was you said you was in a situation like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it needs to be. There's multiple conversations that need to be had. There's a whole money. They need to go on a money date. They need to get dressed up, even if it's in the house. No, seriously. I tell couples all the time, like, go on a money date.
What does that mean? What does a money date look like?
So a money date can even be at home. You don't even have. But I say always get dressed up. It just softens up the conversation when you're dressed up, right? Yeah.
That's why I say dates are so important. You have different
really
conversations that you
and
don't
the goal
have.
is of the money dates are to have conversations about how did we get here, what did you learn about money growing up, those kinds of things. What is your relationship with money like? I need to know. If I'm in a relationship with you, I need to know what your relationship with money is like. So that's part of the money date. What are the goals? Do we have money goals together? How can we hold each other accountable to, maybe he needs to start off being a leader of expressing things that he wants to get better at with his money, because everybody has something that they need to do better at, right? So, and hopefully that would encourage her to return the favor and say, like, hey, you know what? I need to do better at this too. Maybe we can put up things in place to hold each other accountable with these money goals so we can be better in this particular area and improve our relationship with money. For some of my couples, I mean, we have code words that we've created for our couples. We have different things, like one of the couples, the husband puts a red handkerchief on the nightstand before they go out to say that we're on a budget tonight. Don't go crazy with your over ordering. And he doesn't have to say that anymore, because that's something that we've put in place during our money dates or during our sessions that I've had. It's no argument. She knows when she come out the shower, when she see that little red handkerchief, she know, all right, chill, just don't get the steak. Don't get the steak. You know what I mean? Because what was happening,
one lemon drop, baby. One.
No, but what was happening for years was that he didn't want to say that. He felt like he was ruining the night if he said that before they go out. And if he got to give her a speech, he don't want to do that. But then he would be mad as she would order this and then this and then this and this.
See, the thing. It does hurt. It hurts having those conversations. But I said it on the. I want to keep. I said on the last episode we recorded that if I'm dealing with somebody, I don't have a problem telling them, like, yo, I don't have it right now.
I listened to that.
I don't have it. I just said on the we did it. Listen, I don't have it right now. And if we going out to eat, if I'm in control of the date, I'm taking you somewhere to where, though, I know the bill ain't gonna be crazy. Yeah. You know what I mean? 'Cause I control it. I control the date. As a man, if I don't have the money, why would I take you to Steak 48? It's $100 per person.
I got Chick-fil-A money.
And I also feel like
I could take what you got? You Mexican? Or I know a Mexican spot to where there was BYOB.
BYOB, I was about to say.
We can make our own tacos, baby.
Yeah.
Or we can make our own tacos. I could cook.
And I was going to say, I'm more so like follow the lead. Like when I go out by myself, I splurge. I really do. Like whatever I want, I'm getting it. When I'm out with somebody else, I kind of wait. Like you want to get another drink? Like if they say you want to get another drink, I'm not just ordering drink at the drink.
Yeah. You
appetizer after appetizer.
You have a
like
conscience.
I'm not going crazy.
You have a conscience as a person. You know what I mean? You have a conscience as a person.
I'm glad you asked that, because either your drink or Apple taking this money out. Somebody.
Yeah, I think they need to talk, and I think that he should ask her, does it bother you? Because he's making an assumption. And she might not even care.
Right.
Yeah. She might not even care. Yeah.
I think that he should ask her, like, does this bother you? I'm just curious.
You know what? As a man, it might be hard to have that conversation.
It's hard to say you don't got. I can be a man, and it's hard to say you don't.
You have that date.
Now, I'm agreeing with you. Here's the thing. You're already having that conversation just with yourself in your head.
And it's making it worse. Right.
Until yourself in your head. I
At least
agree.
if you have the conversation with the person,
right,
you actually could get some resolutions.
Right.
So one is anxiety. The other one is actually being an adult. Right. Communicating. Because it's not going to change the fact that there's obviously an issue here.
Yeah.
Right. You're not saying it's not going to make it not be an issue. It's obviously an issue because you're writing letters.
Right.
So if you can communicate that was very well communicated. Why can't you just
communicate that?
And if you cannot have that conversation with your partner, that is not your partner.
Yeah. More of the story.
The more of the story. That should be the end of. That should have been the first thing and last thing you left off with.
Sorry, I didn't.
No. It's fine that you went off with it, but to answer, like you hit the nail right on the coffin. It's like that's not your partner if you can't have conversations with.
Yeah.
If the man can't tell you, like, yo, look, this month we slowing down on what we doing. We gonna cook more, less dates. We might do one date. And the date might not be expensive. We might just go out to get some air, whatever the case may be, grab some food and go for a walk, whatever the case may be. And that's the conversation you have to have. As far as like, all right, well, look, we ain't even gotta go on a date this month. We could set up, the kids could go, and we could cook in the house, or we could have a game night with the kids.
I love a game night.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's having an understanding with the person you're in a relationship with, y'all should have a mutual understanding of like what's the end goal that y'all aiming for. You know what I mean?
If you have to spend money to enjoy somebody's company, you're not enjoying that person's company.
Very true.
That's it. They the person in the phone under food.
We had a person before, they wrote a letter to our last episode, said the guy looked over at the woman's phone and he would save this food in her phone.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's ridiculous.
So
I changed guys' names, but not for those reasons.
That's what we were saying. I was saying, of course, we have the names, but food is crazy.
What's the crazy name you might have put to I mean, he won't know.
He might. Here's the thing. I don't block people because I'm entertained when they come back around. But I will change your name to something funny.
Yeah.
What's the
so
funniest
when you
name?
come back around. Somebody's in my phone that's coat.
Coat?
Coat, like a coat.
Like he had a corny coat?
That's crazy. No.
By the way, me and my girlfriends, we never use real names for people.
Yeah,
so
you
just like
don't.
a funny scenario, and then it just
They
you
just
be
sticks
that
with 'em.
name.
Really?
It just sticks with 'em.
Scenario. But I have liar in my phone. I have.
Yo,
all
that's funny.
types of-
One time, one of my girlfriends made a mistake and called the nigga the name the week. I said, "What are you doing?"
They go coat. They go coat.
He said, "Oh, that's what y'all call me." We call him pool party because I met him at a pool party.
Get it all
And,
together.
yeah, I'm like,
oh,
girl.
like, girl,
They go Poppy Store boxes right
Yo,
there.
man. I text my girlfriend one day like, oh, he gave me the lockbox code. From then on, she be like, oh, what lockbox say? I'm like,
Lockbox.
his name is legit.
Yo, why do we
Lockbox.
do that? That is so funny.
Yo, y'all are mean.
Yo,
Women really
women are
mean,
mean.
yo.
Women are mean.
No, I wonder
But don't
why
be
we
nothing
do
bad.
because you can't. Sometimes you forget the name. I gotta be like, girl, you know what? It ain't that many niggas. They be trying to act like they don't understand.
I'll
If
be
you remember the
secretive
nickname.
because I'll be wanting to be a fool in private. Okay?
Okay.
That's why I'll be secretive. Like, I'll be wanting to be a fool.
Us,
in
we just
private.
like Keisha, dog. What Keisha?
Keisha with the big ass butt.
Like
dog.
DMX, Keisha, Renee.
You be like,
Right.
you be like, what's her IG name?
Yeah, that was what's our IG name. But it was like, even if we don't know, we're like, I know you talking about, dog. Go ahead with the story. Because after a while, we just want to hear the
after
story.
a
We
while,
don't be caring no
right.
more.
No, the IG name is
Yeah,
crazy.
what's the Instagram name? You know, I don't know the chick name. What's the Instagram name?
Yeah,
I definitely forget names and remember. Yeah, IG
Food is
names
hilarious,
good.
though.
Food is
Food is
hilarious.
definitely hilarious.
That's why I said it wasn't even foodie. It was just food.
Just food.
Yeah.
Like, just name
She
it.
gotta have somebody like Flight too. Like you gotta have pieces. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure she do. I'm sure she do.
You gotta know who to call in situation. Car.
I was gonna say
know what I
mechanic.
mean?
Yeah,
Mechanic.
right.
Mechanic. You know what I'm saying? Flat tire bull.
Oil.
Flat
You don't want
tire.
to change my oil.
Probably got that for real, yo.
Hey, yo. No,
All right. So we wrapping up. So anything you definitely want to push, right, that you got going on right now? Anything coming up? Or how can somebody come to you for some financial advice? Because money is the hardest thing to talk about.
Yeah, so you
Because
can
you kind of do. You don't just do financial. Like I feel like it's low key like a therapy
it is
session.
definitely-
You know,
it's definitely a
so
financial couch that I have.
Yeah.
You might want to like have the therapy couch, like the financial couch. Like sit down, put this. If you put like a weighted blanket on and then talk to me about the money,
It's
I think
over.
I'm
And
cool.
soft music. We need some soft music.
because me and Sumi over here, we I don't know.
I gotta check in later. I don't know what's happening.
Now I
with
gotta
me.
call Sumi around the 14th so you pay this damn car note.
That's
No,
hilarious.
now you early. I said I wait.
15.
Yeah, it's the
You're a day
15.
early.
Well, you can follow me on Instagram, peptalks_ on Instagram. Just Rachael Hanible on all other platforms. And RachelHannible.com is where you can request a one-on-one personal session, a session with your boo, a session with your baby. Those are virtual as well, or a group class or wherever you are. Again, I have something for all ages. Some of my clients are even retired, and I'm walking them through managing their money through retirement. So I literally have something for all ages. And right now I just released an ebook. I gave it away for my birthday. It was 100 wealth building tips. So if you're on my Instagram, you'll get that link there to be able to download and get your 100 wealth building
Nice.
tips.
We're gonna get that. Make sure everybody get that. Also, what's the book that's in Target? Is it on
The
Amazon
book,
also?
Amber's Magical Savings Box is everywhere books are sold. But yes, they're on Walmart, Target, Barnes and Noble, and Amazon.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
I feel like I learned a lot.
No, for
That's
sure.
what they learned. We went to financial therapy today.
Yeah.
Like,
This
That's
was a
good.
real life
We
course.
didn't even need tissues.
I'm mad at my parents and everything.
Yeah, I'm calling my mom right after this, girl.
Yes.
Oh man,
Like,
no,
you
we
done-
definitely.
You didn't have
I
me
definitely,
on layaway and now
appreciate
turning
you
the corner. And
coming on. You know what I mean? It definitely with knowledge, giving our listeners knowledge, giving us knowledge.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Our listeners knowledge. But make sure y'all follow her, and if you need wealth management and tips and everything, please don't hesitate to contact her.
And we ended the 50-50 conversation. We don't want to hear it
No
more.
more.
No more.
Won't want to hear no percentages. Won't want to hear 80-20. Won't want to hear nothing.
Right.
No,
wanna know.
I didn't even
Take us out the group
honestly,
chat. We don't want to know.
Yeah, when Lynn said he wanted to, I'm like, I hate it. So we done with it here on this episode, on this podcast. We done with it.
Do a little 50-50 right now. Wait. You want to do a little 50-50? Let me know.
Give me 40 for the gas. The tank 80 to fill up. Give me 40 right now. I'm good.
Cash at me right now.
So we leave with a tip. Or we leave with a tip. You want to go first? What's your tip of the week that you want to definitely leave for people?
My tip of the week is that you have two options. You can either change or you can stay the same, and you get to choose.
Period.
What's up? Anybody else with y'all got?
Man, I be struggling with the.
I got me a tip. 2 incomes is better than 1, so make sure your girl got 2 jobs.
That is hilarious. The best thing I heard all day.
The best. There you go.
It's something that you said earlier. I can do more with the truth than I can with a lie. I really like that one.
I love that one.
Yeah, that was really good.
I need that on a t-shirt.
Facts. I need to plaster that.
Especially for what we talked about
what
earlier.
we talked about earlier.
Man, I don't even have no tip.
Nas about to go home and snatch his daughter up. Sit down. Sit down right here.
She actually. The funny thing is, she actually on a job right now. She's helping somebody like do a catering thing. So she'll be broke by tomorrow though. But don't worry about it.
Don't use those words.
Go all the DoorDash.
She be all the DoorDash.
Don't call her broke anymore.
So we gotta stop using broke.
We can't. No, not.
No
yeah, we
negative
can't
words.
use.
I can't call my daughter broke.
All right,
No.
I gotta stop.
I can't call her my broke
You can't
bestie.
do broke, but no.
What can I say I am if I'm not broke?
You're a millionaire
Impoverished?
in training. You're a millionaire in training.
Millionaire.
You're pre-wealthy.
Pre-wealthy. I love pre-wealthy.
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 Imaginary wealthy. How about that? She's imaginary wealthy.
I'm pre-wealthy. I love that. I love that for me.
I was gonna say thanks for checking into Blaquenomically.
Blaquenomically.
Thank you for checking in.
Checking in. I don't have no tip.
You gotta come back soon, man. We're gonna try to have like a show and stuff. You definitely come in and you can.
Oh yes, that would be
I'd
great.
love to.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
That'd
be
Be a
great.
live one.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no, for sure.
We gotta figure out how it's gonna look, but we need it real interactive because
Yeah, I don't have no tip. Mine, like I did last, mine is just free Palestine. That's it.
Free Palestine.
This Nas, I'm clocking out.
Sue me clocking out.
Just let them clocking out.
This Rachel, I'm clocking out.